Okay, you are able to see, guys? Just give me quick confirmation. And you are able to hear me also properly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start with today's session. Very good evening, all of you, and I'm sure you all are well. Continuing with the last lecture discussion. In last lecture, we started with literals, right, guys? And literals means constant values which represent themselves. Then in Java, what type of literals are there? Integer literal, floating point literal, character literal, string literal, getting boolean literal. Okay, and one is reference literal, that is null. In which we completed, two category. One is integer literal we completed, float literal. Now we are going to discuss about boolean literal. Okay, so boolean literals means constant values which are representing boolean values, and booleans means those which are used for checking truthfulness or falsity. And for falsity check or truthfulness checking, what are that values? Only two boolean value, true and false. Okay, so in boolean literal category who come? Word true and word false. But remember, word true and word false is a literal, means it's having a value, but it is a keyword also, means it's a reserve word also, and it is a literal also. It is a reserve word, but it is also having some value also, and that's the reason it is literal. Okay, so in Java, what are that boolean literals? So two only, one is true and one is false, and it will also have its own data type, and the data type is boolean. Like in integer literal, in the last session I told you, in integer literal four data types come: int, byte, short, int, and long. Default it is integer. If you suffix l, long. No provision of telling byte and short. You remember, no? Same way for float I told, there are two data types. One is float and another is double. Default it is double. If you suffix f, then it becomes float. Same way for boolean also, there is a data type boolean. Means according to Java, boolean is a data type, whereas there is no special data type called boolean in C language. In C there is no special data type called boolean, because C treats non-zero as true and 0 as false. In C, what happens is 0 is considered as false and everything other than 0 is considered as true. But here they have specially created a data type called boolean. Okay, and it is used for representing truth values or for checking the falsity. So denotes truth values, that is true or false. But true and false, are they having some constant values? Yes. But are they reserve word also? Yes, they are keywords also. The boolean literals are clear, no need to elaborate too much more on it. Then coming to character literal. Okay, now character literal means any single character enclosed in a pair of single quote. Any character, any single character, but which is enclosed in a pair of single quote. Okay, right? It will be called as a character literal. And will character literal also have its data type? Yes, its data type is char. Okay, so all the literals which we have discussed till now in the last session, integer, so in that there were four data types. Then float, in that there were two data types. For boolean also there is a data type, and for character literal also there is a data type. What is the data type of character literal? Char. But the difference of C character and Java character is, Java characters are 2-byte Unicode. Okay? Whereas C characters are 1-byte ASCII code. C characters will take only 1 byte, which will have only its corresponding ASCII code. Okay? But Java characters are 2-byte, which are representing Unicode. They will say, what is Unicode? The Unicode is universal code, meaning in this character set, all the characters of the globe are involved. Getting? But when all the characters of the globe are involved, in that ASCII characters are also there. Huh? Getting? Like it will have from 0 till 127 as your normal ASCII characters, in which your digits will come, uppercase letters, lowercase letters and all. Then we have 127 to 255 extended ASCII chart. Getting? And from 256 onwards, right, till 65535, which is approximately 64K. Huh? It is 64K. But K in computer terminology is 1000 or 1024. Can anyone tell me? K in our computer terminology, the unit K will be considered as 1024. And 1024 into 64, if you do it, you'll get this value only. Getting? So, what is coming the last value as 65535. So, from 256 till this, all the characters of the globe are also included. Like Joheb characters, then Hebrew characters, then Arabic characters, all are coming. Even Chinese and Japanese characters also. Correct? And as all the characters of the globe are involved, they are called as universal code. But now to represent all these universal code, they have moved to how many bytes? ASCII is only 1 byte. 1 byte means how many bits? 8 bits. They have extended one more byte, that is from 8th bit till 15th bit. Now tell me, when complete byte is extended, 1 byte, if one more byte is attached, so Java characters will take how many bytes? 1 byte or 2 byte now? 2 byte. But with 2 byte, is the capacity only doubled or is it doubled 8 times? It is doubled 8 times. Always remember, just 1 bit is attached, it is doubled. Only 1 bit attached, it will become double. So if one more bit doubles double, again it's double, again it's double. This way how many times it has doubled? 8 times. See, 256 double, 512. 512's double, 1024. It's double, 2048. It's double, 4096. It's double, 8192. This way how many times it is double? 8 times. So just imagine, when 8 times it is doubled, it is covering all the characters of the globe. Getting? So I hope it is clear to you guys that any character which is enclosed in a single quote is called as a character literal. Clear? Huh? Yes, someone wants to ask something? Yes, guys? Yes, someone wanted to ask? No, yes, okay. No, I'll assume no. You're not asking. So let's move on. So it is clear to you. So how you'll represent a character literal? First of all, first tell me character literal. The data type is, by default, the data type is char. Yes, guys, please interact. Huh? Interaction has to be there. So the data
Yes,
type
sir.
is char. But the char of Java, okay, the char, by mistake sometimes while explaining I may use the word Python. Huh? Please understand it. I mean to say Java, because now we are discussing or we are learning Java language. So according to Java, the char is the character literal data type is char. But that char takes how much internal storage? 2 byte, and it is represented as Unicode. Means, is this every character going to have internally some code? Like small a, so it will have its code as 97. If it is capital A, it will have its code as 65. If it is character 0, it's not numeric 0, it is character 0, it will have its code as 48. Getting or no? Each and every one, if it is a space, it will have its code as 32. meaning each and every character will be represented by its corresponding code. Correct? And that code is called as a Unicode. But Unicode takes 2 bytes. But in Unicode, is ASCII code also present? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, clear. From where to where? I said from 0 to 128 your normal ASCII characters. From 128 to 255 extended ASCII chart. And then 256 till here all the characters of the globe also come. Getting? But now some may have a question that if I want to represent in that character literal, okay, some alpha value or beta value, okay, which by default through my keyboard I cannot. In single quote, I want to give that beta, or in single quote, I want to give this A with a accent on it like this. Correct? Or I want to write this gamma value, beta value, A with the accent, or U with a 2 dot on it, or any Japanese character. Some Japanese character is there, and that I want to represent. Correct? So that characters by default you cannot represent it using what? Your normal keyboard. So for that they have given a provision. You can represent it like this. Here I'll show you. In single quote only, \U and 4-digit hexadecimal. Getting? So you will write that character in its equivalent Unicode. And how the Unicode is represented? Unicode is represented as \U 4-digit hexadecimal code. Okay? Or you can use octal code also by directly writing \, okay, and 3-digit octal code. Getting? So both way is allowed, either this way or that way. Getting? No problem. You understanding, guys? Yes or no? So suppose if I write single quote A, because I know the Unicode of that only. Clear? So single quote A if I write. And if I write single quote \U0061, does it represent the same thing? Yes or no? Or I am writing
Yes,
capital A and I am writing \U0041. Or if I am writing single quote \101. What do you say? All three are same? Now you may say if you have written it must be same only. So not like that. You apply your brain. Single quote A is capital A. But is this capital A only written in Unicode form? Just check, it is hexadecimal. Hexadecimal 41 is 65 in decimal. You don't respond. 41 in hexadecimal. Is it 65 in decimal?
Yes.
See, 16 into 4, 64.
Yes, sir.
Clear? And the last one also, which I wrote in octal form, it is 101 binary or it is octal. So it is octal, 8 raised to 0, 8 raised to 1, 8 raised to 2. Getting? So this is going to be 64 and this is 1. I'll show you an output, don't worry. I'll justify you. Just will move on with this discussion now. Okay? So what is a character literal? It is any single character enclosed in a pair of single quote. Okay? So is this quote a character of syntax? Means actually who is your character? What is actually stored? A is stored, yes or no? But the language says that if you want to tell that this is a character, you have to put quote on both sides. Correct? So what is that quote called as? It's called as a meta character. Meaning it is character of syntax. Okay? Or you can say character having special meaning. So which character is having its original meaning or special meaning according to the language? Quote. Okay, so is quote used to delimit that character so that your Java compiler will consider this as a character? Getting? But tell me, is single quote also a character? In the character set, is single quote also a character? Yes or no?
Yes.
But now, is that single quote treated as a character or is it taken as a syntax character? Means, is it going to consider its special meaning? And what is the special meaning? Delimiter. It's delimiting your character. Okay. But suppose I want to store single quote only. So can I write 3 single quote? It will be funny, no? Clear? Can I write 3? Because single quote is also a character, no? In your character set, which I showed here all 0 to 128 and then 255 until last. So in that set, does single quote also come somewhere? Double quote also come somewhere? Is single quote also going to have its Unicode? Double quote is going to have its Unicode. Getting? But if I write like this 3 quote, will it work? What do you say? Will the compiler give error in this context? Yes, because first single quote and the second single quote is complete. So is the third single quote remaining incomplete? Getting? Means in this case, is it going to make the middle single quote as a part of that whole thing? No. First and second only are treated as a which character? Tell me, first quote and second quote are treated as?
Meta character.
Exactly. The third one remains incomplete. Now, in this case, which single quote you don't want to be treated as meta character? From this 3, your intention is that which quote you want not to be treated as meta character? Means you want that Java should drop its meaning. It should not consider its special meaning. From this 3, can you tell me which one, which quote you want to be treated as literal quote? I don't want to treat that single quote as a syntax character. I want it should be treated as single quote only, like A, like B, like 0. Yes, which one?
Middle.
Middle one. So when that middle one you want not to be treated as meta character, they have given a provision of putting backslash. Okay, so we'll talk about this backslash in the coming slide. We'll talk about what are escape sequences and all. Okay, now you got it. Okay, so can we represent character literals in different ways? What are the different ways of representing character literal? One, directly write that character. Second, can you write backslash u 4-digit hexadecimal or backslash 3-digit octal? Any provision is there. It's up to you. Correct? Okay. So hope it is clear to you how to represent a character literal. So it's a single character enclosed in pair of single quote. Denotes the data type char. But char in Java is, okay, within the flow I may say Python, but char in Java is 16-bit Unicode character set. Means for char, does it take 1 byte like C or does it take 2 byte? It will take 2 byte. Why 2 byte? Because it wants to involve the ASCII characters also, and along with that all the universe characters. Getting? And who are the universe characters? All other, I told you, the Jahab characters, the Arabic characters, the Japanese characters, all. So now to involve all the characters in the globe, is only 1 byte extra sufficient? Originally it was 1 byte and 1 more byte they have added. Is it sufficient to add that much? Yes, because initially it was 1 byte. Getting? Now 1 more byte is added. What has happened? Is the capacity just doubled or it is 8 times doubled? Tell me guys. Initially the capacity was only 256 when it was 1 byte. 1 more byte added, it has gone to 64K. Why? It is doubled. One bit double. It's double. It's double. It's double. 8 times double. Now tell me in 64,000 character, can all the characters of the globe involve? If you take all the characters of the globe, everyone is having hardly 100, 200. Japanese set is bigger. English set is only less. Getting? So everyone, if you consider, still in 64,000, it will get involved. Okay, so all are completed within it. Okay? Then any Unicode character can be specified as a 4-digit hexadecimal number also. But how to represent that 4-digit? Why 4-digit only? Because 1 digit in hex, does it create 1 nibble? Tell me. So to basic I go na. I reach to very basic level. Tell me, when you are writing 4-digit hexadecimal, okay? So 1 digit in hexadecimal, last value is F, no? Yes or no, guys? What will be the last value of hexadecimal? Can anyone tell me?
Yes, sir.
F. And to represent F, how many bits are needed? 4 ones. That is called as 1 nibble. Are 4 ones equal to F? 4 ones means 15. 15 means F. So just remember, na, if 1 F needs 4 bit, so 4 Fs will need total how many? 16 bits. Getting? And char is 16 bit only. Correct? Okay. Then, few examples I have given. Can you see this? In this example, few are commonly known to us, like space. So what is space? In Unicode, 20. Is 20 equal to 32 in decimal? Quickly tell me. This is hexadecimal 20. When it is hexadecimal 20, is it decimal 32?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Single quote 0. It is hexadecimal 30. Is it decimal 48? Orally you should do 16 raised
Yes,
to
sir.
0.
Yes, sir.
16 raised to 1. So 16 raised to 1 is 16 into 3, 48. Same way, capital A, hexadecimal 41. Is it 65?
Yes, sir.
Small a, 61. Is it 97? See, 61 in hexadecimal. 16 into 6, 96 plus 1, 97. Same way, these are some Latin letters. Can you see? Beta, A with a accent on it, N with a tilde sign on it. So these letters we cannot type, no? These letters we won't be able to type through the keyboard. So how you'll represent them? By their Unicode. See, it is having 84, 8C. Getting? This A, and there's another A also, which is having a dash above it like this. Correct? So it is having 257 as a code. 257 in hexadecimal. You make it in hexadecimal, what it will be. You understanding? Correct? Like beta,
Yes, sir.
so I have to write A7. What I'll do is, one simple example I'll take, and in that we will display these Unicodes. Or example of literal we have seen last time. In that program only I'll just try to change. We have created one TY 2021 literal demo. I took this. Okay, we'll keep this as it is, let it be. Or for time being, if you want, we'll put it in a comment. You know how to put a single line comment. See here, system.out.println. Normally I am writing. Okay, but if I write system.out.println and \u0041, will it also display A only? And system.out.println \101, which I'm coming on the next slide. Okay, and I run this. Will all three display A only? What say, guys? Javac literal demo dot java literal demo. See, is it displaying all three A only? This is by default A, which you are able to see. And this is A only in hexadecimal. And this is A only in octal form. Yes or no, guys? Clear? But see here, if I write system.out.println \u0101, what do you say? \u0101. This will be equivalent to how much? Orally you do 16 raised to 0, 16 raised to 1, 16 raised to 2. No, I'm expecting fast answers from you because you all are intelligent, because you attend the sessions. No? See, because there are around 200 people, those who registered, and meticulously there are some students which regularly attend. So obviously you are keen to learn something. You want to learn something.
Sir, 4112 last one.
Don't know why you are doing so big number. \u0101. 234. Is it?
57.
257. That is right. 257. It's so simple. Getting? 257 is right. 16 raised to 0, 16 raised to 1, 16 raised to 2. So 16 raised to 2 is 256 and this one is 257. Orally you should do. Okay. But you'll be able to see some characters which are beyond your ASCII chart. After ASCII chart, some characters you'll be able to see. See. Now, why it is giving question mark? Because this environment, this command prompt is there. No? It is not able to show you the equivalent of it. Getting? But if you run this in some IDE, some IDEs are there. Getting? Like Eclipse and all. So there you'll be able to see in place of that 257 such A with a dash above it. Getting? I'll show you that like when what we'll do is we'll see how to run programs in Eclipse as well. Okay, maybe in the next session only we'll take. Okay, so that Eclipse environment is having ability to show you the result. So there you can see instead of that question mark, it is showing A with a dash above it. Why here question mark? Because this command prompt window, this console window says that I am not able to understand that what is 257 for. Actually it is for this A with a accent on it, but this environment is not able to show that graphical character and therefore it has substituted over there question mark. Getting? Means for 257 to 258, 259 also it may show. If it is a Japanese character, it won't show Japanese character. Instead of that, everywhere it will show question mark. Getting? But okay, you got it. Concept is clear to you. Right? Then coming to the concept called escape sequences. What do you mean by escape sequence? Okay, I'm sure you have studied this concept in C, if you have learned C very well. So in C we have this concept, escape sequences. Okay, we will understand it again. What is escape sequence? So you can say it is sequence of some characters preceded by backslash. Some sequence of characters, but which are beginning with backslash. Okay. Now you may say like why it is called escape sequence. I'll come to it. Just understand what is a escape sequence. Some sequence of characters which are preceded by backslash. Okay. So it can be like, for example, \n. So is it some sequence of character like n which is preceded with backslash, or like \u0041. So are these some characters but which are preceded with backslash? Getting? So those are called as escape sequences. Okay, so first you got to know what is a escape sequence. Now coming to what is the application, when to use these escape sequences. One, to represent non-graphic characters. Getting? There are some non-graphic characters, and now how to represent that non-graphic characters in my code? So I'll use some escape sequences. Okay, now that non-graphic characters like new line, tab, carriage return, getting? So that you have to represent it with this escape sequence. /n, /t, /r, getting? /b. /b is for backspace. Getting? Backspace means it's not deleting, it's just bringing the cursor back. It brings the cursor back. I'll come to it, don't worry. Okay? So carriage return, new line. Are they going to show you any graphical character on the screen? No. You get an effect that cursor goes on the next line. Isn't it? System.out.println. I am writing hello /n world. As I'm having habit of Python also, so by mistake I write single quote, but it should be double quote only in Java if it is a string. Now tell me, this single quote, this backslash, is it a graphical character? Tell me that. Is it a graphical character? Do we see any character on the string for it? Like, is H a graphical character? Is E a graphical character? When you run, do you see H on the monitor? Yes, guys.
Yes.
Yes. So when we see it, it is a graphical character. You are able to see H, you are able to see L, you are able to see O, getting W. So they are all graphical characters. But /n is a non-graphical character. Because when you run it, it will display hello, and that /n will just bring the cursor down and from their world. So did you see any character on the monitor for backslash? For /n? No, you didn't see any character. Getting? So therefore it is a non-graphic character. So how to represent those non-graphic characters? Then you have to use escape sequence. Getting? That is one. And second, to drop special meaning of meta characters. Now, are there some meta characters? Meta characters means characters of syntax. Yes or no? There are some characters which are having some special meaning. Therefore, they are called as a syntax character. You have to use it. Means tell me how you'll tell that it's a string. I want to tell that this hello is a string. Are you supposed to put double quote on both the side? Yes or no, guys? So, who is the part of the string? Only hello. Hello is only the part of the string. But to tell to the compiler that this is a string, you have to put on both the side what? Double quote. So double quote becomes which character? Double quote becomes which character? Tell me.
Meta character.
Meta character means it is a character of syntax. Language says it is a syntax that if you want to tell that this is a string, you have to put double quote. Same way, tell me, if I want to put a single character like A, so can I just type A? No. You have to tell to the compiler that this is a character A. You have to put quote on both the side. So actually, what is actually stored? A. But to the compiler, you have to tell that this A is a character. You put on both the side. On both the side, what you put? Single quote. So is this single quote a meta character? Yes. And now, if you want that meta character not to be treated as meta character, means please don't consider its special meaning. Please drop the meaning of that character. Then also you have to use escape sequence. Getting? See here. When I write /double quote, what it will do? Will it drop the meaning of double quote? drop the meaning means escape the meaning of double quote. That's the reason escape sequence. So will it drop the meaning of double quote and will it treat literal double quote? Means will it take it as a delimiter of a string, or will it consider double quote as double quote only? Getting guys? Like for example, in this hello, I want to store the quote also along with that string. Okay, means I don't want to just store hello. I want double quote hello, double quote, everything to be stored. So can I put just extra double quote here? Will it do?
No.
No, because this beginning double quote and this next double quote makes one string and this makes another string, and your hello is nowhere a part of the string. Getting? मराठी मध्ये ते उघड्यावर पडलं. Clear? तर काय उघड्यावर पडलं? Hello. You understanding? It is not at all part of your string. So now in this, tell me which double quote special meaning you want to drop. You want that double quote should be treated as double quote only. Please don't treat it as a meta character. So which one? The second and the last one? Yes or no? This quote and this quote. So what I'll put over here? Backslash. What I'll put over here? Backslash. So now is this backslash informing to the compiler? Please drop the meaning of this character double quote. So now this double quote will be treated as a meta character, or will it treat as double quote only? Will it treat it as literal double quote?
Yes, sir.
Yes, means will it take its special meaning? No. Getting? So second use of escape sequence is clear to you. Not only that, now you already know for representing escape sequence we have backslash, and suppose I want literal backslash only, like I am representing a path. Suppose the path is like this: C colon backslash new folder. Okay, but now what will happen in this case? Will it take it as a path, or will it treat this slash n as a new line? What do you say, guys? Will it
Slash n and new line.
Getting? So it will actually consider like this. Very funny, like C colon and next line EW folder. Why? Because this backslash n is considered as a non-graphic character, that is new line. But now here you want that backslash to be treated as literal backslash. Please don't take it as a beginning of a escape. Getting? So now what I'll put? I'll put 2 backslash. When I put 2 backslash, is the first backslash informing to the compiler, please drop the meaning of the next character? Is this first backslash telling that drop the meaning of the next character? Whatever the character is coming after it, please drop its meaning. So now will it treat this backslash as a beginning of a escape, or will it treat it as literally backslash?
Literally backslash.
It will not take it as a meta character. Will it take it as a meta character? No. So I hope it is clear. I think there is no need of elaborating too much more now. It is quite clear to you all. Right or no? Okay? And try to spread it to others also. Spread the knowledge. Clear? So now if you have understood, and when someone asks you, please try to deliver them too. Correct? Try to explain them. If someone asks you, okay, so now you 18-20 are attending. Now try to, everyone has to tell to some 4-5 student more that this is the concept. Then tell them also that you please transfer to someone. The knowledge transfer has to be there. The sequence of characters preceded by backslash. Only the thing is, don't go and tell your teachers, they are already intelligent. Clear? So please don't do that work. The sequence of characters preceded by backslash is called as a escape sequence. Okay? It is used to represent what is the whole purpose of escape sequence. One purpose is to represent some non-graphic characters, and second is to treat meta characters as literal character, meaning drop the meaning of that meta character. Meta characters means characters of syntax. So whatever their special meaning is, please don't take their special meaning. Treat them as literally as they are. Okay, so few I have written. Okay, so from this, see, first one, this is /b/t/n/f/r. This /f form feed is normally not effective on the console. This is effective when you send your data to the printer. Correct? It's actually effective for printer. It doesn't have any effect on the monitor. So backspace, then tab, then new line. But again, they are also characters, though they are non-graphic. They are also part of your Unicode set. So will they also have their corresponding Unicode? Yes, indeed. They are also the part of your complete Unicode set. And if they are part of Unicode set, they will have their corresponding Unicode. Getting? Now from this till /r, tell me, from /b till /r, are they all for this first application? Non-graphic. Yes or no, guys? From this first /b/t/n/f/r, they all are for representing non-graphic. And this /single quote, /double quote, //, are they for dropping the meaning of the meta character? Getting? Are they all both coming in this table? Yes or no, guys? Clear? Now in this program only, what I'll do is okay, for time being I'll put this in comment. Now I'll put it in a multi-line comment, and I'll put one more, system.out.println. Suppose I'm giving a string, actually string literal, we are coming to it, and I'm writing /n and then world. Okay, so will it display hello and world on two separate lines?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No.
Yes sir, no, what? If I'm writing a path like this, C:\new folder. Okay, just understand. Compile it. Run it. Can you see? Is it displaying hello and world on the two separate line? Yes. But what about this also? When I wrote C:\new folder, it treated that /n as a new line, and see C:\ew_ folder on the next line. Now see, I'm taking the benefit of that / to drop the meaning. Here I'm dropping the meaning by putting one more /. See. Now, is it treating that / as a literal /? Who has escaped the meaning of that /? This /. Is this / telling that please drop the meaning of this /? So drop the meaning of / means will it be treated as literally /? Yes, and therefore we see that. Getting? Tell me, instead of /n, if I put /r, so will it go to the next line or the beginning of the same line? /r means beginning of the same line, and on that it will overwrite world, WORLD. So what you will be able to see, hello world on two lines or only word world? Yes, I'm expecting answer. When I take a pause means I'm expecting some reaction from your side.
Only word.
Okay. Why? Because the meaning is that, no? Its meaning is that it will bring the cursor on the next line or to the beginning of the same line. See. Is it displaying only word? Right or no?
Yes.
Correct? Same way /b and all you can try. Okay, so now let's not go into too much
Sir?
detail. Yes.
/f. What
I
is the
told
meaning
you,
of backslash
actually
F?
it is for the printer. It breaks that over there. To the printer, it says that ki, eject over here and start it. The next thing on the next line or on the next page. So that doesn't have any effect on the monitor. Monitor, it won't take any effect. You can try like, see here, if I put a slash F, maybe instead of that, some equivalent thing is replaced. You just know it. See, it doesn't have any effect. Can you see something else is replaced over there? Getting some symbol over here. Why? Because your monitor is not knowing what to do for slash F. So it has just substituted over there that character. Okay. But actually, when the same string is sent to the printer, this string is now sent to the monitor, but you can send it to the printer also. So there it will have an effect. That form feed is having an effect to the printer only. Okay. Okay. So hope that part is clear. Then the last part, which I already told you, can we represent all these Unicodes in octal form also? Yes, guys?
Yes,
Huh.
yes.
But then how do we represent all in octal form? Very simple notation I told you. Backslash.
U.
No, it is in Unicode, no? Octal I'm saying. Today I gave you one example also where 3 ways I printed A. See here. Single quote A, backslash U0041 and backslash 101. Is this the octal representation? The third one. The octal representation means backslash 3 digits in octal. Getting? You should
Yes, sir.
carefully hear me what I'm saying. Okay, see here. So you can represent it as backslash 3 digit octal. So tell me, single quote A and backslash 141, is it same? Yes. Meaning, if I would have written here, now I'm putting that escape sequence now in a string. See here, guys. I'm writing small a. I'm writing backslash U0061 and I'm writing backslash 141. Will all three display small a only? Small a, small a, small a. What do you say? Backslash U0061 means, is it hexadecimal 61?
Yes.
Clear? 0061. So it is 16 raised to 0 and it is 16 raised to 1. Now 16 raised to 1 is 16 into 6 is 96 and plus 1 is 97 and 97 is a code of small a. And when I wrote backslash 141, so will it take 141 or it is octal 141? It is octal, my dear students. Just now I told you, na? Clear? So if it is octal, so tell me, is it 64 plus 32 plus 1? It is 64, na? Fatafat, orally you should do. 8 raised to 2 is 64 into 1 is 64 plus 8 into 4, 32, and that is 1, which is also 97, and 97 is the code of small a. So in all case, will it display small a only? Getting? No output because I didn't save the code. Okay, and now I'll compile it. Is it displaying all three as A only? All the basics are there. Then only you'll be able to clear your company apps and all. Company technical rounds and all, they ask all such basic things like. Okay. Okay. Clear to you all? Till here,
Yes,
just
sir.
give me confirmation.
Yes,
Then
sir.
coming to next type of letter. Yes. Any doubt? Okay. I'll assume.
No problem, sir.
Okay, coming back. So moving on next, that is string literal. Now string literal means any sequence of characters, enclosed in a pair of double quote. Whatever sequence you want. So within that sequence, can some escape sequences come in Unicode form? What do you say? Or within that sequence only octal codes can come? Getting? Can there be some normal non-graphic escape sequences like /n/t? Anything can come within a pair of double quote. Getting? Then it is called as a which literal, which constant value. This is also constant value, but it's called as string literal. But the speciality of Java is that all the string literal are internally converted into object of class string. String is a class provided by Sun. S is capital. And this class is present in java.lang package. And java.lang package you don't have to import. Why? In the past sessions I have told you. Why we don't have to import? Because it gets imported default.
By default.
By default. You don't have to import it. But in this package, this class string is there. And the speciality of Java is, again I told you, by mistake I may say Python. The speciality of Java is anything which you write in double quote in Java, it is automatically an object of class string. Now you will say how you prove that it's an object. I'll come to it. Okay. But it is an object. You understanding? It is an object of class. Which class? String class. Getting? But same thing if you do in C or you do it in C++. Is it an object or does it take it as a character pointer? Char star. Char star means character pointer in which the base address of this string is there. This whole string is there in the memory. Only the start address of it is with us. Getting? But Java converts it into an object of string class. Okay, I'll justify that it is an object only. See here. Now I'll shift this whole thing again into a comment. Okay, and I'll take some other output. See here. I'm writing system.out.println and double quote hello. It's a string literal. But suppose I write system.out.println double quote hello dot to uppercase. Getting? Now here what happens is to uppercase is a method of which class? String class. String is a class provided by Sun people, which is in that lang package, class string. Such class already who has provided to you? Sun people in the lang package. And within that class, there is a method public string to uppercase and it returns you a string in the uppercase. This way there are many more. Clear? But tell me, this is the method of which class? To uppercase. Of string class. Getting? Now tell me, is it an instance method or static method? Just recall the past sessions. Who will tell me?
Instance.
Yes, very good. Because there is no word static. So as there is no word static, it is instance. You don't write all this thing. These are already done for you by Java. We are just understanding it. Okay, it's like that. Okay, string class is already provided by Sun people in the lang package, and within that class there is such method. Okay, and it is an instance method. So if it is an instance method, then to invoke it, we will need, means to call it, if you want to call it,
Object.
Object. But which object? Clarified. The object of which class?
String.
Obviously, because it's a method of string class, na? Tell me, last time we have discussed about print stream. You remember or no?
Yes, sir.
Class print stream. And within that print stream class, there is which method? Can you tell me? Which is overloaded. Overloaded means there are family with the same name and different signature. So public void print or println, which takes a string or which takes an integer. There is one more version with an integer, one more version with a float, double, boolean. Many are there with same name, different signature, different definition, but the name is same. What is that concept called as according to object-oriented programming? According to OOP,
Function overloading.
yes, very good. You people hear me carefully. It's very nice. I'm really happy that at least you are hearing me very well. Clear? So if you are consistently, without any break, if you attend all the sessions, you will sure do it everything well. Okay? So public void println. This way, are there many printlns? Println with a double, println with a float. That concept, according to object-oriented programming, is called function overloading. Okay, now coming to the point. Getting? Tell me if I want to invoke this println. Getting? Can I directly invoke it? Is it a static method or instance method?
Instance.
Yes. So as it is instance, to invoke it, what we will need?
Object.
Of which class?
Print string.
Print string.
Print stream only, because it is a method of that class, so obviously that class object only will be needed, no? Yes or no? Okay. So
Yes, sir.
is there any object of print stream available? Who is that object of print stream?
System.
Out. She told right. She is very right. Clear? Out means I'm not telling you got out. Here, out is the object. And what he said, Sanket, I guess Sanket only, because I've started recognizing the pattern of your voice, like, correct? So the object is out, which she said at the beginning. But out is a member of system. It's like this. See, class system, and in that, and last time also I have asked you, mangoes are kept in a basket. So that basket is also object and mango is also object. Inside this, is there one object, public static print stream out equal to dot dot? Means here the code which is written, that is by default going to connect this out to the monitor only. So tell me, out is an object of print stream, and print stream is just the member of system, which is a static
Yes.
member.
Yes.
Okay, so to access out, I don't have to create system object because it is static. Can I write system dot out? And out is the object, so can it access its methods, that is println or print? Exactly same here also. Tell me, to access this to uppercase, which is an instance method, we will need object of which class? String class. Getting? And here when I wrote double quote hello dot to uppercase, does it prove that Java has converted double quote hello into what? When this runs fine,
Uppercase.
it will give you answer as uppercase, my dear student. New object will come in which hello in uppercase will be there. But I am saying, I'm trying to prove that double quote hello is what according to Java implicitly.
Object.
Object, very good. Of which class?
String.
String.
And is that object invoking to uppercase?
Yes.
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 So what Java has done is, it has internally converted this double quote hello into a string object, and then that string object is invoking to uppercase. Means ultimately we are following the definition. Okay, to uppercase is a method, instance method of string class, and to invoke it you will need an object of string class, and this is the object of that string class. only it is a constant string which is kept in a pool. I'll tell you, it's a pooled object, pooled and unpooled. Okay, which we create, they are unpooled. Okay, and I'll run this and you'll get a new string object which is in uppercase. Can you see? A new string is returned by this function. This function will return here a new string object. It is not going to convert this only into upper. It returns a new string in which that hello in upper is there. And then that string print displays on the monitor. So with this, what I wanted to prove is clear to you. Okay. Then there are a lot of basic things you should know. Like suppose after some time, if I write print ln and double quote hello again, will it create a separate string object, or are these all double quote hello one only? Means this object, and this object. Are they three different objects created, or all three are same? Getting? So as they are constant string literal, they are string literals, they are not again created. If it is in one scope, they all are representing the same thing. Getting? This hello, and this hello, all three are same. And that is the reason they are called as pooled object. Pooled means it is created in your memory at one place, and from there only everyone is accessing. And when you create it by new operator, any objects, they are unpooled. Okay, so is this hello and the third hello different or same? Is this hello object separate and this hello object separate? Same.
Same.
Again, some may ask like how you prove it. Okay, it is same. You can print their hash codes. Getting? Actually, hash code is not the memory address. It is the entry number in the hash table. And within the hash table, the actual address are kept. Getting? So there is a function called hash code. Now you'll say, where is this function? Obviously, who is invoking? Tell me. This function, who is invoking? Is a string object invoking?
String.
So is it a method in the string class? Yes, like to uppercase, it's a method in the string class. Now, here also if I print hash code, then if the hash codes come different, that means these two hellos are not same, they are different. Getting on, no, guys? See, at both the place, is the hash code printed different or same?
Same.
Same. So this proves what? That if your string is a constant string, then as many times you use the same string in the program, every time is it going to create a new object, or they all are going to refer to one copy only? Yes, guys. Are they all referring to the same copy?
Yes, sir.
Same copy. Now, instead of hello, if I just add any one extra character in it, will there be now two different objects?
Yes.
Obviously, no, too common sense, clear. The content is different. See, are their hash codes changing?
Yes.
Clear? So you got it. The concept is clear to you. Okay, right? Now moving on to some more discussion. We'll quickly complete with this string literal. So string literal means any sequence of characters enclosed in a pair of double quote. Okay, and that must be in one line. Now you may say, if I want to extend to more than one line, if I want to type it for more than one line, then what to do? Okay, so if you want to extend to more than one line, what you do is complete that string there and use a plus sign, and again start writing next string. Again use a plus sign, because plus acts like a string concatenation in Java. Okay, in Java, plus acts like a string concatenation. So it will just keep concatenating all. All will get concatenated. Getting? All string literals are objects. Of which class? I told you, every string will be internally converted into a object of class string. Getting? Then within that double quote, pair of double quote. So is that double quote a meta character? Yes, it's a character of syntax to tell that this is a beginning of a string, this is an end of a string. Getting? Can we use escape sequences in it? Can we use unicodes in it? Octal codes, unicodes, escape sequence, everything can come in it. Getting? Examples I've given. Tell me. Is this an example of string literal? Yes, in which some non-graphic characters are there, then there is a unicode of that only. See here comes a tab and here comes another one. Why? Because the tab's unicode is 9 only. Means is this also treated as tab only? Yes guys. /t you write, you will get an effect of tab, and /u009 also tab. For tab it is 9. Getting? And same way if I write /n and here if I write d means 13, it is